beautiful Heirloom card kit. Absolutely gorgeous. I've got it upside down. There you go. It's absolutely gorgeous. But I have chosen this particular one here, layout, to put onto a scrapbook page. So I'm doing a little 8x8 scrapbook page, and just to show you that if you don't want to do it into a card and you've got a scrapbook or you want to do it as a present, you can do it this way. So let's come down to my workbench. Hi to everyone that's watching the replay. If you haven't been on here before, my name's Teresa Brown. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Warragul in Victoria. And I've been with Stampin' Up! I should say, for 19 years. Sorry about that. Just knock everything down. Okay, so when you're starting, you've got to pick out a photo, and sometimes that can be really hard. I've chosen this photo of me and Kaz, which Kaz is one of my downlines, but she's also one of my helpers that comes in and helps, you know, do different things for me, maybe packing up kits, helping with retreats, doing postage, all those little knick-knack things that while I've been so sick, I haven't been able to get out to do. But Kaz has been keeping everything going for me as well, which is really lovely to have someone that you have working for you. So when you look at the photo, you can sort of see there's a whole lot up here. There's nothing. This photo down because there's not much point in having nothing up there. So we're going to take that off. So now the photo looks a lot better because we've taken that top layer off, nothing on there, and we can use the photo. Sometimes when you take photos, you don't sort of look to see what you're actually in your background or what you're actually doing with background. So it's a really good idea to do that. So we've got one of the cards, and I've gone with the pink with the little crisscrossy on it. But I have taken off about 3 centimetres or an inch off the bottom side. So it fits in here like this, and it's not going into the frame. Okay, so I'm going to put that down here like this. So I'm going to stick that down, and I'm going to use my Tombow glue. Now, these are some of the things that you may want to put in your stash. If you're a kit maker, you might prefer to use what I call a little bit more forgiving. It's a little bit more forgiving. So we're going to put this down into the center here. Okay. Now, before I actually stick that down too hard, because I don't want to do that, to stick it down too hard, I want to add some ribbon through here. So I just want to add some ribbon, and I'm just going to add a little bit under there. I'm just sticking that into the glue, and then I'm going to cut off a bit here and stick that underneath this side. I'm just going to turn it around so you can sort of see what I'm doing. Just going to pull that tight and then stick that onto the glue underneath there. So now I've got that piece of ribbon going across there that is covering my fold line, which I really love that idea. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of, there's different colours you can use, but I'm going to come in with a little bit of Bubble Bath and Lost Lagoon. Or will I come in with grey? No, I'm coming with the colours, I think. Okay, so I'm going to come in with Bubble Bath first. And I'm going to do some sponging around the outer edge. Now you can get your piece of cardboard. This must be my cardboard here. Yep, piece of cardboard to put there so you don't get your glass mat or your paper all dirty if you don't want it. Start off on the outside and start coming in. And I'm just going to come in to just give it a little bit of colour, not just plain. Especially when you're doing sort of like a vintage type scrapbook page, you want to make sure that you do a little bit of blending on it, adding ribbons to it. You can add charms to it. There's so much you can do when you're adding to a beautiful page or a layout, whatever you like to call your scrapbook layout or a scrapbook page. That's fine, whichever way you like to go. I'm just going to do some across the top now. I'm also going to do a little bit over my ribbon part down here, which is okay. I just want to do a bit on this and a little bit on this bit here as well. Okay, so we've got all this happening here. Now I'm going to grab this little gorgeous little stamp image that comes in the set. It's similar to this pattern up here, or it is that pattern. So depending on where you work it, so I'm going to add some to down the bottom here as well. Now that's pretty in pink, and I'm using bubble bath here, so I'm going to add a few bubble bath ones up in here as well, just so it looks like it's all meant to be. Okay, so I've just added some in there as well. Okay, and I'll just add one down here as well. And I'm just lightly going across the bottom there because we're going to have photos and things covering a lot up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to work out where we're going to place our photo, and we want to also work out whether we want to mat the photo. So we might mat this one, and I'll share with you how to do that. So when you're matting a photo, this one's virtually 10.5 by 10.5. So I'm going to cut the photo down to 10 by 10. I find it easier sometimes when you're working with, so I'm going to cut this photo down to 10 by 10, and I've just got to work out which side I'm going to take. Oh, let's go 10 and 10.5. So it'll be 11 by it's not wide enough. I thought that piece might be wide enough, but it's not. Let's go with a bit of piece that I did some blending on the other day in those colours. This is where when you use your white piece of paper, comes in handy. You can use for mats and that. So we're going to come in, what did I say it was? 10.5, so we need to go 11 by 10. 11 by 10.5. 11 by 10. Now when I was sponging the other day, I just used this as, instead of the cardboard, I just used this. And that's fine, because this is going to go on here quite well, and it'll have a tinge of pink on it, which is going to be good. Just got to make sure I've got it up the right way. Okay. So we're going to have it sitting in a mat like that. Now, if you want to colour this mat, I'm just going to take a tiny little bit off the edge of this side. That's 10.5. What did I say that was? Well, that's more nearly 10. So we need this, yeah, just a little bit smaller. I'm just going to take a bit off there. The photo wasn't sitting quite in centre. Okay, so we can come in like this. which is really good. So it gives you a little bit of a matte. Now you can bring in coloured cardstock, you can blend that around. So I'm just going to stick the photo on there. And like I said, it doesn't matter that it's got some pink on it because it's going to blend in with the theme that we're using. I'm using the liquid glue. It's an acid-free glue, so you can use that on your photos. You do have to be very mindful what you use on the back of your photos because some glues will make your photo turn yellow. So, and that means it's not acid-free. So make sure you get a nice acid-free glue. This glue I have seen in many different shops, but we are still the cheapest in buying it from. It really is. So we've got our matte happening on there, and then you can sort of work out where you're going to place this. And I'm going to place this one here, so it sort of gives me a bit of an idea of where I want to place my page, because I'm going to have some of it going up. So probably to the bottom of my ribbon, I'm going to have the photo put into there. So I'm going to pop that in there. But before I do stick that down, I was going to do a little bit of a ripping technique for you as well. And I should have done that before I stuck the glue on there. But let's just do a little bit. So I'm going to grab just a piece of, this piece of paper that we had before is fine. I'm just going to grab that, that I cut the mat off. And I'm just going to come down and I'm just going to do a bit of a rip effect through here. And I'm going to keep that pink on there because it just goes so well with our theme. Okay, so I'm going to turn this around and I'm just going to place this in the center of that. And that sort of gives you a little bit more of a layer happening there. So I'm going to stick it to the table, and then we're going to add some glue on here as well. Okay. So this is going to come down to the ribbon, and this is going to come off a little bit to this side here. Okay, we've got our bottom one here, which we're going to put on first. I'm going to put this on here. This is going to come off and on the page here. Might have wanted to come down a little bit, but that's okay. We've got this one here now. So I'm going to bring in this little tag here and bring this one in here. So this was all for one card. All these pieces is in the instructions, but they're doing it a little bit different. Like, you know, you can sort of see it's a little bit different to what I'm doing for the scrapbooking, but using the same pieces that were in the card, which is really lovely. Then we've got the butterflies and this gorgeous flower coming up here, which is going to go probably just a little bit underneath there, I reckon. We're going to bring this flower up. I reckon about there. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on here. Just going to lift that up a little bit. That's why I haven't pressed that side down terribly hard yet, because I wasn't sure where I want this flower to go. And when you're layering, don't press down too hard on the side in case you want to stick something underneath. Because if you want to stick it underneath, then you press it down once you get it where you want to have it. And then we've got this gorgeous little flower here too that's going to come in down here. I'm going to put this one on a dimension and just raise this one up a little bit just so that it's sort of sitting up in here, in this corner. And then we've got our butterflies, which I am definitely going to raise up with some dimensions, one on each wing. So this one's going to sort of go in around here. And then this one, I'm going to put some dimensions on this one. Is going to go in around here. Now you can have the words friends or something like that on here, but I saw, you know, I've got these packs that we get from our catalogue, which is really lovely, and I thought I might sponge this up. This one says, "Oh, happy days." I think it's quite cute. I couldn't think of anything else. We're always having happy days when we're together. Like, we do so much laughing together. Yeah, so I'm going to do it with this. Make it look a bit vintage because it doesn't look very vintage at the moment. So let's come in and see if we can make it more looking vintage. And to do that, sometimes there's so many little techniques that you can do. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to screw it up because sometimes when you screw, this is how you take your frustrations out on people if you're frustrated about someone. So you can screw it up and it gives it a vintage look. It will give it as well. So bring it up to where you want to put those lines in it. Then we're going to come over with a bit of a different colour. I think we'll come over with the grey granite. There's different colours you can use, but I'm just using what I've got sitting in front of me on my table at the moment, which are great colours because they're sort of working with what I've got. I'm going to use this brush. Okay, so now we're going to open that up. And very lightly come over the top of that. And I sort of feel like it needs another little flower or leaf on there as well. So I'm going to have a little look to see what we've got in the kit. I have to pinch a flower from another card, but that's okay. I think I might just grab this little yellow one here. And bring it down into that section there. Okay, so you could colour your Oh Happy Day if you wanted to. You could colour it with one of your blends if you wanted to do that. And bring a little bit of colour. So I might grab a little bit of yellow. So what one's this one? This is Lemon Lolly. So this could work okay because it's got a bit of yellow in it. So we could come in with a bit of yellow. I'm just going to see. And bring that in on our lettering. And dress this up a little bit. Okay, so you can make a very plain little tag, and make it something a little bit more exciting. But I'm going to also put some ribbon on this as well. So I'm going to do a double bow. So I'm going to fold my ribbon in half like this. So I reckon that'd be nearly long enough to do double bow, hopefully. Okay, then we're going to collar the ribbon as well. And I've got petal pink here. It's the light one. So I'm just going to colour a little bit of petal pink on this. It's just a light, just to give it a bit of light colour. You can do a lot, but I'm just going to do it in different areas. I love that we can use our blenders on our white ribbon. When that dries, it will have a tinge of pink coming through it now. So I'm going to fold this over in half. And get it, and I'm going to do a loop. And then I'm going to bring this over my thumb and then bring this behind that loop and push this through where my thumb is, which will give it a double bow. Okay, and I just want it small. I don't want it too big, so I can just move it around until I get it how I want it. Just move it around until you get it how you want. Put it tight in the middle there. Pull the strings so that you get your little loops how you want them. You can divide these loops up now. I'm going to cut this one because it's going to be, and this one shorter. But I'm going to bring these ones out and give it a double bow effect. Okay, so just pull them, these two inner ones that are in, just pull them up and then they'll just sit back where you want them to sit. So I still don't know if I want the Oh Happy Days or just the bow. So no, I do like that. Okay, because this has got to come over onto our page. This ribbon might be a bit thick. Sometimes I look at something and you do it and then it's a bit thick. Because you've got to remember it's got to go in a frame. And I don't want it up the top. Not sure about the ribbon now. Do you do that? Do something and then go, I'm not sure if that's where I want it. I'm sort of leaning more on the Oh Happy Days, I think. Going up here. That's where I'm sort of thinking and leaning on. Dimension on here. Still like to have a ribbon, but it might be a single one's definitely too thick. So I'm just putting a dimension on the back and a dimension on here until I work out where I want it. And then put that down, and then that can go our Oh Happy Days there, which is really nice. I'm just don't know if I want that ribbon on. I think it looks nice, but I think it's a bit bulky, so I'm going to do one I think it's a bit bulky, so I'm going to do one. I'm going to take one away. So I'm going to, I need to hold it, bring it into a loop, bring it around my thumb and up through, bend it over and up through where my thumb was, and then pull it. Yeah, I think the single one's a lot better. Okay, then just pull it tight and then keep pulling these back in until you get it where you want it. So I want something little like that. And you'll just keep pulling it until you get it to the size that you want. I only want a little bow like that, so I'm quite happy to just do the single little bow. Yeah, I think that looks way better. As much as I would love to put a bow on it, sometimes you just need to keep playing with it. But I do like this nice little single bow. Turn that around. Just play with your little bow so that you get it how you want it. Because, yeah, I think we'll have the bow coming in on the end there. Okay, so how do you put a bow in? Your mini glue dots. Okay, your little mini glue dots. I like the back of the bow better than the front of the bow. So I'm just going to pull out a mini glue dot here and stick it on. It's on my ribbon. It's very sticky, sticky, sticky. And then I'm going to come in with my ribbon and place it in under my butterflies there. So you can sort of see bringing in a gorgeous page is really great. So do we want some little images around? And I'm thinking I might go with a little bit of the grey granite just around the edge, not too much, but just a little bit around the edge. And I usually wait, sometimes I want it, sometimes I don't. And I'm just going to come in just lightly along the edge there. And just decorate up the edge. And you can do it as thick as you want, however you want to do it. And it just changes the whole page by bringing in a little bit of texture up the sides. So a photo that probably, you know, you can use with that big background that was on there, in your scrapbooking, you'd sort of go, oh no, it's got too much of a yucky background on it. You can cut them off. Don't be afraid to cut. Don't be afraid to cut. So absolutely gorgeous. And this is in the Heirloom kit, the beautiful Heirloom kit card kit. And some of the cards we made in the last video were these ones. And you can sort of see that you get such a beautiful range of different ideas from even using your card kit. Thank you everyone for watching today. I hope you really enjoyed. I love this. You can sort of see the textures on the side. You can sort of see that we've got where the card would have gone. I do like the Oh Happy Day now. It sort of really does fit in really well, but it definitely needed that extra little flower up there. So I hope you enjoy having a play with your Oh Happy Day. I hope you enjoy having playing with your heirloom kit, I should say. And you can use Oh Happy Day or Friendship or Happy Birthday or whatever you want to use. So God bless you all. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next class. Bye for now.